I'm really good at height guessing. That's like a fun fact of mine, but mostly with men just because I like to hurt their feelings. But I remember too, he was like, are you wearing heels like to prom? Because he noticed how tall I was. And I was like, oh no, I'm not going to wear heels. And that was purely because I just didn't want to. And he was like, oh, perfect. Then you won't be taller than me. Because if you're taller than me, that's gay. I remember him explicitly saying that. And I was like, right.
Fellas, is it gay to date a woman?
Yeah. And then I'm like, no, yeah, I'm so excited to go to prom together. No, for sure.
Welcome to another episode of Why Won't You Date Me, a podcast where me, Nicole, Byer, was trying to figure out why I was still single, even though you could come on my window and tell me it was the moon.
Period.
My guest today is a TikTok sensation, New York Times bestselling author and host of Spotify's The Comment Section podcast. I'm so happy she's here. It's Drew Afualo! How are you?
I'm so wonderful now that I'm here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I stabbed myself in the eye this morning. And by this morning, I mean this afternoon when I was doing my makeup. And that was pretty traumatic, but I survived.
You said, but other than that, all tens.
She golden. Do you have you have teeth charms?
Yes, I have the tooth gems.
Tooth charms.
Teeth charms, all
you
the same.
You got them teeth charms.
It's all the same.
Oh my God. So wait, okay. So you joined TikTok because a boyfriend of yours was like, do it.
My current fiancé, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fiancé.
My now fiancé.
Oh, that's so nice. How long have you been dating?
This year's our 8th year.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where'd you meet him?
High school, if you can believe it.
No, I simply can't.
Yeah, I know. Enemies to lovers arc.
Wait, really?
Yeah, pretty much.
Tell me about it.
I would say. I mean, we were friends in high school, but he got tall, handsome, and athletic in high school. So recipe for disaster with a young man. So he was immature and arrogant, as I was as well. And then we reconnected after I graduated from college and moved back home. I was actually not talking to him for like 2 years because he pissed me off about something that I, to this day, can't remember. So clearly it wasn't that important. But I held on to it.
Don't do that.
I trust myself.
Don't disregard your feelings. Do not gaslight yourself. That man did something.
Right.
I have so many enemies who have done something that I can't remember.
But I know how I felt.
I know they did something because there's a reason. I'm
Women's
not just a hateful bitch.
Believe women.
Okay. I believe me.
Yeah, I believe me too.
Hashtag me too, I believe it.
Yeah, I literally, for real, I was like, with him, I was like, yeah, I'm pissed off at you. So I didn't talk to him for like 2 years. And then he started hitting me up again and again when I moved home. And I was just ignoring him. And then eventually one of the last things he said to me before we actually saw each other again was, he was like, I know you're ignoring me. I'm really sorry. Please let me make it up to you. If not, you can ignore this and I'll stop bothering you. And I remember I showed that text to my mom. And my mom was like, I mean, he sounds sorry. Because my mom knew I was ignoring him for years. And then I was like, fuck him. And then my mom was like, I mean, if you want, you could just go to lunch. And then if he still sucks, at least you got a free meal. And I was like, T.
I like that, Mom.
I did it,
She
went to
said,
lunch.
Get fed.
Right. Went to lunch. Joke's on me. Now I'm engaged. Look at that. He got me. Hey, you know what? He got me. I'm on the ropes now.
But I like that. He seems sorry. Get a free lunch.
Right.
Because it could have been affirmation that like, oh, this person is still trash. I don't want it.
Exactly.
I made a good choice. Or it's like, oh no, I made a mistake. Or not even a mistake.
Yeah.
You just took a little bit of time.
Right. Exactly.
And then
it worked out.
He was the one who was like, hop on that TikTok.
Yeah. He told me because I had gotten fired by the NFL. And and then 2 weeks after that happened.
Want to talk about it? What'd you do?
Getting fired?
What'd you do?
Honestly, nothing. It felt like one of those things where they were like, you need to leave. And I was like, like right now? Or it's like, here's what I will say. When I went into the meeting, I brought my work laptop to take notes. I left the meeting with no laptop because it didn't belong to me. So, you know.
You're like, okay, well, gotta go.
Yeah,
like,
as soon as they
you
said,
can leave that.
Yes.
You can leave that. You just gotta go.
As soon as they said, we're letting you go, I said, right, so no notes. Caught it. I'll lock in just verbally at this point. So, I got fired. And then COVID hit like 2 weeks after that. And so then, we're at home and everyone was at home, locked down. And I was like feeling very lost because I had never in my life been fired like that. That wasn't part of my plan, believe it or not. And I really did hate that job. So I did want to leave. I just like, I'm not someone who jumps with no plan. So I was like, I'm going to leave. And then they forced me to leave.
Yes.
And so then I felt very lost. And so I think my fiance was just like, why don't you try making videos on TikTok? Like, because back in college, I used to post rants just to like Snapchat, or I would post them to my friends. Now Snapchat's scary, but like at the time it was fine. And I would send them to my friends and just to make them laugh. And so he was like, why don't you do it on TikTok? And he was trying to give me something creative to do because I felt so unsure of myself. And I'm not someone, I don't know if you could tell, who is very unsure of themselves. That's not typically how I feel about me. So typically I think I'm awesome. So anyways, long story short, it worked out. Thank God.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you went viral with, it was like red flags in men.
Yeah, very specific red flags in men.
I
That was,
have
like,
them
the
here.
Prompt. Oh, you have them all?
I don't know if I have them all. I have some because Lindsay,
period.
my wonderful assistant, she does research.
Period.
I sleep. Okay, so the list includes loves the movie Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah, like their favorite movie of all time. If they say that's the greatest movie made of all time, clearly they haven't seen Trolls or The Heat. So obviously they know nothing. But that's a very specific movie.
It's really funny because it's so specific. I love it so much. But I also like The Wolf of Wall Street, but I also like other movies.
Me too. I like it a healthy amount like normal humans do. The way they like it is sinister. That energy. There's something evil in that.
Anything to do with Joe Rogan. I don't get that one. Just kidding.
Imagine. They're like, bring him out. He comes out.
Joe Rogan's so funny to me because I was like, yeah, if I smoked a ton of weed and talked for 4 hours every day, I'd be saying some off-the-wall shit too.
Oh, yeah. If I was injecting horse tranquilizer and saying it's the cure to COVID, sure.
Oh, go to sleep. Calls women females. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because women don't go around being like, this male over here. Like, it's so wild to hear.
Well, if they describe you and like dogs the same, then there's a problem. He's like, this female is spayed. This female is black and tan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a vet. That's how men like that describe women.
They do. And it's so wild.
And they treat their dogs better than women, so that's crazy. That's a bummer.
Obsessed with Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah. Like, not like a Pats or a Bucks fan, like just Tom Brady.
Which
like Tom Brady specifically.
Don't get. No offense. Don't come for me, Tom. He's not looking too good.
No, yeah, went for another ring, lost his wife and kids. That's a bummer. That's gamble of the century. That sucks. I will say, too, what I think I've peeped about Tom Brady is that Tom Brady is like an underdog story.
He is?
Yes, like Tom Brady's like pre-NFL career, like nobody thought he was going to get picked. Nobody thought, like he was a really late draft pick.
Oh.
Like his story is very one of like, nobody believed in me and now look, right? And I think the average awful dude looks at Tom Brady and goes, that could be me.
That could be me.
And you're wrong.
I'll get in the NFL. It's a very Rudy story.
Yes, exactly.
And that's a lie.
Well, and also what's funny about Rudy is like, he wasn't good. Like, that was the point. Like, the point. You're right. They are Rudy. Like, they have all the spirit and none of the talent. That's kind of the whole point of Rudy. Rudy's one of the greatest sports movies ever made, in my opinion.
Really?
It's the most realistic one.
But it's also a lie.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean? Oh, like the story itself is a lie?
So I had to watch this fucking movie for another podcast. And we did research because me and Lauren Lapkus were like, no. And the part where the team's like, we won't play unless Rudy plays. That's not real.
Oh, so that part didn't happen.
No. And then the coach like really preventing him from playing. That didn't happen. They just let him play in the last like 5 minutes.
Well, yeah. That's realistic, isn't it? And then you know who else they do that for? Children. So like bring full grown men to the game, let them wear the jersey, have the dudes run around them and be like, oh, like falling alongside them, like let them run in the last touchdown. Let them do it. Maybe they'll stop hitting women. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you want to go to a football game?
Maybe
stop hitting your wife.
Yeah. Maybe they'll fucking stop. I don't know.
God, that's so funny. Also, I thought the Tom Bradley International Terminal
was about Tom Brady.
Yes. And I simply didn't understand why an LA airport named a terminal after a player not from Los Angeles.
They call it Thomas Bradley. Isn't it Thomas Bradley?
Maybe. For the longest time, I was like, Tom Bradley? Why? Why are we doing this?
We get it. You're a quarterback. We get it. You don't need the airport. That's so funny.
Another one is Saturdays are for the boys.
Oh, yeah. Another Barstool Sports reference. Oh, God. Barstool Sports, that is their mecca.
It really is.
They pray facing that fucking flag every time. I fucking bet.
Gets physically angry when his sports team loses. I think that's so funny because I'm always like, why are you mad? You had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
You're not on the team. It's all right.
Just fine.
I know. My favorite part is when they recap the game and they go, this is what we need to do. Pause. We?
We? Who's
we?
Them.
Well, it's funny because, like, you and I, like, in that case, I'm like, you and I are both at home. Like, we're both equally as qualified to comment on the game. Like, I love when women make funny jokes about sports and they'll ask men who are, like, too into sports. They'll ask them shit like, why don't they just run around? Mm-hmm. That always makes me laugh because they get so mad and start explaining it like they're fucking war plans. Mm-hmm. I'm like, first of all, relax. It's a joke. Second of all, why don't they run around?
Why don't they? Why don't they do the easiest thing possible?
Yeah.
If I was a football player, I'd say, not today. It just seems hard.
I love being like, I could do that if I had the time. If I made the time.
Yeah, I could learn how to do football. Yeah. What, is it like hard?
Yeah, and I was like, but I'm busy. So I have things to do. I have dinner plans. I don't have time to go play.
My favorite is men who are like, oh, I could beat Serena Williams at tennis.
Oh, that's my favorite thing.
Isn't that wild?
I'm
like, that woman could literally make a hole in your head with a tennis ball. Yeah, she's strong.
For real.
She's been training her whole life.
Oh, yeah. It's always women, too. Like, they just truly... And it's funny because if I said the same thing about a football player, or if I said that about, like, LeBron James, I was like, if you give me a sweatband in a couple hours, I could do what he does. If I said that, they would nail me to the cross.
Their minds.
Yeah. And then they would be like, you could never... Like, they defend him like he's on trial and they're his fucking lawyer. Which I was like, relax, he's not here. He doesn't care about either of us.
No.
It's okay.
And it's just so funny that men, they have these, what is it? What kind of relationship is it called when you don't know somebody? Oh, parasocial.
Yeah.
So, like, all these players are like, that's my best friend. I wear his jersey and I wave at him from the stands. Sure, I'm really far away. He sees me.
But my support counts. He can feel it. He can feel when I'm not there. I've said that before, too, that it's the same exact thing as, like, One Direction girls. Girls who love K-pop, girls who love the Jonas Brothers, like, you're no different. Like, you buy their merch,
yep.
You wear it, you make fan accounts for them, you make edits of them, you go to the game, you scream when they come out. It's all the same.
Yeah.
The logistics are all the same.
I feel the same way about, like, Trump supporters and Trump. He's just a drag queen. He's in a full beat selling merch, having a meet and greet. Yeah. What's the difference?
For real. Sweaty and hot in the sun.
That's
all the
a drag queen.
Yeah, it's
what
drag brunch.
Doing?
It's Hamburger Mary's. It's all the fucking same.
So after that video went viral, I assume the men folk said, I gotta get on my phone and really use my thumbs to come at this bitch.
Yeah.
Did they get in your DMs? Did they get real mean?
Yeah. That was like the first, because I'm going to be 30 this year, so I grew up with the internet. Like, I've been a voyeur for a long time. I've never in my life have I seen, like, that kind of hate come from something fucking dumb like that at me. Because it was so silly. It's jokes in its nature. It's jokes until it's true, which is always my bad. But, like, I had never in my life experienced hate like that from strangers, especially men. And then I had on the back end of that, I had so many women being like, this is so funny. This is so true. My ex was insane and loved Kanye West. I was like, yeah, like I fucking said. And that was years ago. Fucking clock it. I said that years ago in that video.
Yeah.
I said, if he likes him, something's wrong with him.
You're a prophet.
Mentally.
Because,
look at me.
No offense, Kanye, if you're listening, you're not doing good.
Yeah, they hate you.
You're not doing well.
Hey, you know what? They hated Jesus too for being right. That's me. That's me. So when I got that, like, all that hate.
I'm gonna take that. That's funny. They hated Jesus too.
They were very mad at me, and they started saying the standard stuff: fat, ugly, probably single. And then that was when I was like, "You're wrong on the couple thing, especially the singleness." Like, and then it's funny because when I say actually I'm not single, it always goes, "Oh, I bet he's ugly." Wrong. I bet he's short. Wrong. I bet he's not successful. I bet he's got a bad hairline. I have so many bad news for you on all accounts.
He's got all his hair. He got a job.
His hair's as long as mine.
Is it?
Yes, he has long hair like me.
Wait, that's so fun. Do you play with it?
I braid it all the time for him.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he has really long hair, and then he has the undercut and everything. So when he puts the hair out, see the undercut.
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Wait, when you met in high school,
Mm-hmm.
was it freshman, sophomore? Which year? Which of the 4 years was it?
I met him my freshman year because he's a year older than me, so he was a sophomore.
And then, what is dating like in high school? Because I didn't do that. Nobody invited me to do that.
I actually didn't date in high school either. I wasn't allowed to. Like my mom was like, we focus on school and sports and friends, and we're like, okay. And my mom would always say too, like, there's no dating allowed. Like we could go to dates, like go to prom with dates or like dances, whatever, but just no boyfriends. Little did she know my sister's a lesbian, but that was new. That was new to us at the time.
That's a nice workaround. You said no boyfriends, but I could go
that's
crazy.
True. That's so true. But I do remember my mom telling us, like, she's like, I have setting the rule in place, but obviously I can't see what you guys do all the time. And she's like, I just want you guys to know that I will find out. Like, it was a very standard conversation. Like, she's like, I will find out no matter how much you lie about it, I will find out. And if I find out the other one knew and didn't tell me, then you're both going to get the same punishment. So then there's nothing like locking in with your sibling. You're like, you better fucking not. Like the way that I would sell her down the river so fast, it's not even funny. If I had found out, and vice versa. So I didn't date in high school at all. So
you waited till college.
To start dating, yeah.
And you went to the University of Hawaii.
I did, in fact, go Bows, period.
How was Hawaii?
It was wonderful. I loved it out there. And I have a lot of family out there too, because that live there and have lived there their entire lives. So it felt really natural to go out there. Plus, like, I had stopped playing sports at that point when I went to college. So I was excited to just be like a student. It was the fucking best. It was awesome.
What sports did you play in high school?
I played soccer growing up. That was my main sport forever. I started playing at a serious level when I was like 7, but that's because I was huge. Like, I was 5'4" when I was 10. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So,
that's too big.
Yeah. Honestly, it's pretty ominous size for a child. I'd be a little frightened too, if I'm being honest. Like,
teachers are like, she's the same height as me.
Yeah. They were like, sir, this is a place for children. So I did play soccer all growing up. And then in high school, I played volleyball too. And then I also did shot put and discus in high school.
I also did shot put and discus.
Oh, period. Love.
Ooh, no running.
Yeah, that's why I joined track.
Add points to the score. I don't know how track and field is scored.
Yeah, that's a little hard. I don't even know, and I did it for so long. And I remember I joined that one because my mom kept us real busy. So, like, maybe that was another thing, too. I was always playing sports. I was, like, exhausted all the time in high school because I was...
Yeah, because she wanted you to not fuck.
Yeah, she's keeping me
She cock-blocked you by being like, run around!
Right, it's like spinning you before you hit the piñata. It's to throw off my sense of direction, you know?
Just like, where?
I know, I can't find it, no matter how hard I swing. So, yeah, I remember I joined track because my mom said, you have to join another sport. And I was like, fuck. And then when I was like, well, I don't want to fucking run, I was like, ooh, I'll throw.
Yeah, I'll just throw the thing.
Yeah, so me and my sister threw, like, in high school, too, which was nice.
And I remember doing shot put and, like, doing practices for it. You, like, throw it, and then you're like, okay, now I got to go get it. It's kind of like you're a dog.
You're playing fetch by
with yourself with an 8-pound ball.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
No, it's true. That sport is so weird, but it was fun. It was a good time. Yeah.
Who was your first boyfriend? Not who, you don't have to say the name, but like, was it your first boyfriend was in college?
Honestly, and this is me being so 100% real, my fiancé now is the first serious relationship I've ever had.
Oh.
I didn't have any before that. So I've never had to like phase out an ex in my family or anything like that, thankfully, but.
That is nice.
Yeah, my leash was just real short in college.
Real short, I love that.
I kept that real short.
But did you date at all?
Yeah, I did. I went on dates all the time, hooked up with people.
Tell me your worst date you feel comfortable enough sharing.
My worst date. Honestly, I think the worst date I've ever been on was actually in high school, but it was like a date, but not really. I went to prom with a dude that I like barely knew. Because he wasn't even he didn't go to my high school and he was from a different state. So
You imported a date?
I did. I absolutely 100%
I love that.
did. Right. I was like,
wait, how did you meet him?
Through family. It was like a family friend's son. Right. So he came to take me to prom with his buddy who took my sister, who again is a lesbian. So she was miserable the whole time. And as was I, because they were both awful. Like my prom date is, to this day, he's probably one of the worst people I've ever fucking met, which I did not know about him, obviously. I remember one of the first times we were hanging out, like this is before we went on a date. we were just chatting, like general casual chatting. And I was like, oh, so like, what's your type? Like, who are you interested in? And he goes, and when he asked me, I said, funny, nice, like good to my family kind of deal. I go, what's yours? He goes, short, white, and with glasses. Oh. Right.
Oh, so not me.
So all things opposite of me. Perfect. And you know what's funny is I have really terrible fucking vision and I do wear glasses. And because he said that, I went blind the whole fucking weekend. Because I was like, hey, fuck you, bitch. I'm not going to put those on. You're going to think, oh, she's wearing glasses because I said I like glasses. No way.
Nope. I'd rather run into a tree than appease you.
I did, yeah. And I didn't drive the whole weekend either. I kept telling my sister, I was like, you got to drive, dude. She was like, why? I was like, I can't wear my glasses. He's going to see.
It was so wild to say to somebody, like, truly.
No shit.
What? Why?
Yeah. Oh, and I remember, too, he asked me, because he was barely taller than me. So he was like 6'1", and I'm 6 feet. And so when we were like eye level.
Wait, you're 6 foot?
Oh, yeah, girl.
I have terrible depth perception. I thought we were the same height.
My sister has terrible height. How tall are you?
5'5".
Oh, yeah, she's 5'4". So every time she says, oh, they were like 6'8", I go, no, they weren't. Like every time I tell her, she goes, they weren't? And I go, they were like 5'10", maybe. I'm really good at height guessing. That's like a fun fact of mine, but mostly with men, just because I like to hurt their feelings. But I remember, too, he was like, are you wearing heels, like to prom? Because he noticed how tall I was. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to wear heels. And that was purely because I just didn't want to. And he was like, oh, perfect. Then you won't be taller than me. Because if you're taller than me, that's gay. I remember him explicitly saying that. And I was like, right.
Fellas, is it gay to date a woman?
Yeah. And then I'm like, no, yeah, I'm so excited to go to prom together. No, for sure.
This man is an absolute nightmare.
Oh, he was the worst. He was the worst person I've ever met. I talk so much shit on him every time I bring up this story. There was another thing, too. I tell this story ever because it truly still blows my mind to this day. Mind you, I'm like 16 at the time. He tells me that he had only ever been to California once before. And when he went, he was really excited because he had never seen a beach. Like, he had never gone to an actual beach. And he was like, yeah, but it kind of sucked because I had to get my stomach pumped. Like, I had to go to the hospital after I went to the beach. And I go, oh, my God, why? What happened? And he said, well, I was drinking so much water in the ocean. Mind you, he went to Santa Monica. Like, he was like at that beach. He said, I drank so much water because I didn't know that the ocean was salt water. I said,
oh my God.
Huh? Excuse me? You said you didn't know the ocean was salt? Right. And at the time, I remember I genuinely told this joke to my friend in high school. I was like, well, I've never been to London, but I know Big Ben's not made out of fucking candy ribbon. I know that for a fact because I'm not a dumbass. What do you mean you don't know that the ocean is...
Upon first gulp, wouldn't you go, pee
no
you?
Shit.
This is too salty.
And that was like the first thing my sister said. She was like, wouldn't you notice after a while? Like, your lips are white and they're cracked in the corners and you're like, oh, I'm feeling so bad.
I'm imagining this man with like a smoothie straw just being like,
let me drink more water. I think I need to hydrate.
What a dumbass.
Well, there's very few freshwater lakes in the world. Oceans?
But also, you don't want to drink lake water.
I know. I'm just saying freshwater lakes are so rare by themselves. Like, most bodies of water are not supposed to be consumed. Oh, my God.
He's like, fish drink water. Why can't I?
We're all the same.
God. Wait, do you still know about this man's whereabouts? Does he have children? We got to stop it.
I would love. Yes, he does have children. I fear it's too late. What's funny is the girlfriend that he had in high school, he broke up with, which I didn't know till after, to go to prom with me, got back with her the Monday he went back. Now they're married and have children.
What
Isn't that crazy?
She's dumb as hell.
Well,
I'm
birds
sure
of a feather. They belong together. I'm happy for y'all. Good luck.
I'm stuck on this man drinking ocean water in Santa fucking Monica.
That was
and having to get his stomach pumped.
That was well over 10 years ago. I still remember it so distinctly. I remember what I was wearing when I heard it. It's almost like trauma registered in my brain. That's like one of the dumbest things I've ever heard a man utter ever in their life to me. And I remember we weren't even on the date yet. All this shit happened before the date. The date was we went to an amusement park and he told me he was so excited to go and he loved roller coasters and blah, blah, blah. He went on one singular roller coaster. It was the Silver Bullet one at Knott's Berry Farm, if you know. He rode that one roller coaster, got off, and complained the rest. My head hurts. I'm sick. My stomach hurt. The rest of the time, didn't offer to pay for one fucking meal. Just started adding his shit on mine when I was ordering shit. Mind you, my mom gave us money to like go on the date and shit. Girl. And then he pissed me off so bad because he lied to me so severely about so many things. And then was complaining about every fucking ride. And there's like the accelerator roller coaster at that one, which is like the scariest one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd been to Knott's Berry Farm at that point dozens of times. I never went on it because I was so afraid. He pissed me off so bad. I said, I'm going on that fucking roller coaster because I knew he wasn't going to go. And I just didn't want to be with him anymore. So
that is so wild. How many days were you together?
We were together for probably like 2 or 3. It felt like
a month.
A month and a half. It felt
My God, years
it
went
felt like
by.
Love is Blind, and I was trapped in the pods with him the whole fucking time. I was like, let me out. Let me out.
That is so wild. I had an experience like that, not with the person I was dating, this man who opened for me at a comedy club in Naples, Florida. He was an older man in his like 60s, and I was like, oh, the perfect pairing.
When I think me, I think old and white.
Old white guy.
Yeah.
And he talked like this. And he had a joke that bombed every night. And every time it bombed, he'd go, that's how I like to tell jokes with no laughs. And that would get a laugh. And I was like,
hey, he might be a genius. Yeah, wait, hold on. He might be onto something. Let him cook a little bit.
But I was like, sir, you don't want to just change the joke? You've been doing it for I don't know how many decades. You don't want to just change it?
Doing it 9 times in a row. That's so funny.
But I had a rental car. Every single night. I had a rental car. He didn't. And he was like, can you take me back to the hotel? And I said, sure. So I took him back to the hotel. And he's like, what are you doing tomorrow? And I was like, probably going to the beach. He's like, take me with you. And I was like, no. But I said to his face, of course. Yeah. And then I got on the treadmill for 20 minutes and I was like, all right, I'm going to the beach. And I saw him in the hallway with no shoes on. And I was like, hopefully he'll just be away in his room somewhere. And I had all my beach gear. I get down to the lobby, the elevator door opens and there he is. And he's like, going to the beach without me? And I was like, no.
My stomach dropped like I was you. I'd be like, there you are. I've been looking for it.
I was going to the front desk to call up on you.
He caught me at the perfect time.
So then he's like, oh, let me get my stuff. So me and this 60-year-old white man go to the beach together. And then he was like, do you want to go take a dip? And I was like, sure. So then we were swimming in the ocean and he kept bumping into me. And he's like, is all that stuff you say on stage about being single true? And I was like, yes. And he's like, oh, you're so pretty. And I was like, I'm going to swim home. I don't want to be here.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It was
Here
awful.
I am thinking it's like Girl Scouts, like I'm winning my elderly fucking badge and you're trying to hit on me?
Yes.
And were you like, my feelings are hurt?
It was awful. I was like, you think I'm single because someone like you hasn't finally hit on me?
Oh, shit. Oh, how did you know?
How did you know my type is old and white and not funny? With no car. No car. I'm driving us to the beach.
What if you rejected him and if he didn't react, you were like, that's how I like to tell jokes. No laughs. No?
I wish that's how that went down. Just me in the ocean being like, that's...
In his exact tone. That's so funny.
Sometimes, no offense, Casey, men are scary and terrible.
Oh, yeah. All offense, Casey. Just kidding. I agree with you. I've told people before, they're like, oh, you hate all men? I'm like, I've never said that, but if the shoe fits, wear it. I don't give a fuck. But also, yeah, don't you? Haven't you ever spent time with one? They're fucking awful. Like, in most instances, you're like, this is terrible. Like, have you ever seen a group of guys out, like all straight dudes, and they're all laughing? Have you ever been like, God, I wonder what they're laughing at? No. When they're laughing, I'm going, the fuck are they doing? Something bad, probably.
I'm like, they probably just hit a woman.
They're probably high-fiving over a slur.
True.
I bet. That's what I think.
High-fiving over a slur.
When I see girls and gays and theys all out and they're king and they're laughing and I'm like, oh, that looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
When I see men doing it, I'm like,
it's like, what are you
laughing
doing?
At?
Why do you have joy?
What's so funny?
What did you do?
The state of the world? Turn on the news. I bet you wouldn't be laughing so hard. I'm just harassing them. I went to a movie recently when I was in Vancouver.
Ooh, what movie?
Companion.
Ooh, that was
really good. It was really good. Enjoyed it. When we were sitting in there, it was like my friends and family, we were all watching the movie. There's not many people in there, right?
Mhm.
So there was like maybe a couple couples, but they're all sitting away from us. A big ass group of nine gentlemen.
A gaggle of men?
Adults, right? 9. I remember because I counted because I was like, that's 9
It's
too
too many.
That's about 7 too many.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Men in twos and twos alone, right? And so I'm like, I remember thinking, what the fuck? Like, that is sinister. Because as soon as they sat down, they start talking at full volume. This is during previews. Full fucking volume. They're talking about, you guessed it, stocks. Why? I don't fucking know. But they're talking about stocks and they're talking as if there's not a movie on, right? And we're like, what the fuck? And I was like, I remember my sister and I were talking shit about it. And I was like, for their sake and their sake alone, they better shut the fuck up when that movie starts. I'm not going to be nice about it. But then they were quiet when the movie was on, thankfully. But they were laughing at the parts that are not supposed to be actually funny. Like when they would call her a fuckbot and shit like that.
Yeah.
When they're objectifying, that's the whole fucking point.
Yes.
They're like, laughing at it like that. And I'm looking at them all. When I turn around and hear them laughing, I'm like, yuck. Like, and then I'm thinking, 9 grown men should not be going to see a movie together. You guys aren't allowed to do that. Sorry.
Maybe it was a birthday party.
I don't give a fuck. You know what? Take it to fucking B-Dubs or something. Where do they congregate? Go to BJ's. Go hang out at a Chili's. Don't go to the fucking movies together. You're weird. I'm scared. I'm nervous when I see them.
Honestly agree.
And they have no one to blame but themselves for why I feel that way. Like, you have no one to blame but yourself.
I agree. Real quick, Drew, we have to take a break. Ooh. Once the temperature started rising, I realized I was back in the same worn-out clothing rotation. Same top, same shorts, same everything. I've gotten so tired of buying clothes that look cute online but feel cheap in real life. I want better fabrics, a better fit, just better everything. And with Quince, that's what you get. They've got 100% European linen shorts and dresses starting at just $30. Luxe swimwear, Italian leather, platform sandals, and more. And the best part, everything with Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than what you'd find at similar brands. They work directly with top artisans and cut out the middleman, so you get luxury without the luxury markup. Plus, Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. And they use premium fabrics and finishes you can actually feel. If you're ready to level up your summer wardrobe without spending a fortune, Quince is where it's at. They've got great linen pieces. Their shirts are perfect for days where I'm out running errands but don't want to look like a total mess. They're made with that lightweight, breezy fabric that actually feels good on your skin. So treat your closet to a little summer glow up with Quince. Go to quince.com/dateme for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/dateme to get free shipping and 365 days returns. Quince.com/dateme. Struggles with food, exercise, or body image don't always show up in obvious ways. It might look like a constant dieting, feeling out of control when you eat, or being way too hard on yourself even when nobody else can see it. But you don't have to stay stuck like that. If you're ready for help, I want to tell you about Equip. Equip is a virtual, evidence-based eating disorder treatment program that helps you heal your relationship with food and your body right from home. Every Equip patient gets a full team, meaning a therapist, a dietitian, a medical provider, and even a mentor who gets what you're going through. Equip meets you where you're at, so you can keep living your life while getting care that's actually tailored to you. It's covered by insurance, treats people of all ages and backgrounds, and there's no wait list. You can start right away. If you're feeling stuck in unhealthy patterns or you know someone who has, Equip is a real resource that's built to support you. To learn more about Equip's virtual eating disorder treatment, visit equip.health/dateme. That's equip.health/dateme. We're back. Okay. So I keep reading about the male loneliness epidemic or whatever. I simply don't get it. Have a friend and talk to them.
That's what I said. I said the loneliness extends far past romance. There you go. Go talk to someone.
Talk to a friend. Get a friend.
Well, it's also being perpetuated by red pill dudes, which is like, do you know red pill guys?
Yeah, it's like people who listen to like Joe Rogan and other internet people who are like, women hate ugly men or something.
Yeah, they're like, women only date men over 6 feet. Women only date rich men. Women only date.
But like, you could just go outside and see all sorts of looking men with women.
Yeah, no shit. I was like, you know what's funny is I know a ton of ugly people who are with someone. I know a ton of people who look all different shapes and sizes and they're with someone happily, might I add. So I was like, it's funny because even if you had all those things, like let's say those men had all the height, the money, and the fame and whatever in the world, they'd still be alone and still bitching about the same shit. So it's like, it's almost like this common thread is you. But like red pill men like to say that because they like to blame women for their fucking problems, which is like this loneliness shit is being perpetuated by misogynists. It's by men who hate women. But they blame women for all their issues. And it's funny because when women get broken up with, right, by men, a lot of times women are like, what did I do wrong? Like, what could I have done better? What could I have done this? When men get broken up with, they're like, what a fucking bitch. Like, immediately it's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm perfect. She's crazy, blah, 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 blah. But most of these men who perpetuate this movement, they've never even seen boobs in real life. So they don't know anything. Like, you don't know anything. Go fuck yourself. Like,
but it is so wild. And then you hear about men being like, she's with me for my money. And I'm like, but where do you work? Popeyes?
Yeah.
And not to knock anybody who works at Popeyes, but like, that's a dual income household.
Girl,
she got work too.
I've told people, I'm like, show me a 1099. I'll tell you if you need to worry about gold diggers. Show me the 1099. I want to see.
It's so funny. Like,
did you get a refund? Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You're fine. They're not looking for you.
If you're not paying the government, you're
if
fucking
you don't
fine.
owe money, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
But yeah, it just really blows my mind that like a lot of men collectively, like the whole incel movement is like, women are the problem, as opposed to like, well, why don't you just like speak to one and listen and like,
it's crazy, huh?
Be nice to one.
It's like ask a question, listen to the answer.
Yes.
Whoa. It's funny because I just talked about this recently, but I was saying, have you watched Love on the Spectrum?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love it. Have you watched the new season?
I'm on episode 3.
Oh my God, it's so wonderful. Huge fan, especially the new season. Shout out Madison and Tyler. That's my favorite couple. But I've noticed, because this is the first time I ever watched the show like in its entirety this season. And I noticed that all of the men in that show who are like looking for love, or they're friends of the people looking for love, all of them, when they talk about women, they're very like, well, I want to know if she likes what I like, if she is nice to me, if she's talkative. Like, they're talking about things that have nothing to fucking do with looks. Like, at the most, it's like hair color. And even then, they're like, I don't really care. I just like, do you like the train? Like, that's like what they care most about is their interests. Like, do your interests match mine? Do we get along? Do you make me laugh? Like, it's crazy how they don't have any ego at all. So they have no choice but to be themselves and see women as humans, as other humans with interests. And there's a girl on the show who loves to train. Her name's Perry. And I've been using this instance because it's so indicative to me that misogyny is taught and bred like sociologically, which we know, but it's so obvious in this show because she loves the train. That's her thing. So she starts like a Facebook group and has other people join who love the fucking train. And so there's these men who join, they're straight men, and she's the leader of the group. And they're interviewing the two friends and they ask them like, oh, did anyone want to date her when you guys joined the group? He goes, oh yeah, we all did because she loves the train and we fucking love the train, right? And he goes, well, what happened? And he goes, well, I told her I had feelings for her and then she told me she actually likes girls more. And then I said, okay, well, then we can just be friends. Have you ever in your life heard a straight man say that shit? Have you ever heard a man say that when you react like, oh, I just don't like you that way?
No, they get angry.
No shit.
And they're like, why don't you like me?
And then they're like, oh, it's probably because you're a fucking tease. Like, it's because I don't have this. It's because I can't be friends with you anymore. He said, well, I just figured we'll just be friends then. It's almost like he sees her as a person. And then he's like, oh, okay, this person doesn't like me, so I'm going to respect this person and not be an awful
their
person.
Choice.
Yeah.
There was another one where one of the boys was like, oh, I don't want to go out with you again because you're not as talkative as I am.
Yeah.
And not as outgoing.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Yeah, if you're looking for someone to match you.
And it's okay to communicate
that.
Yeah.
And she took it very well. She was like, she wanted to go out with him again, but she was like, I understand. It's okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, and sure, maybe you do end up being friends, but like, you know, maybe we don't have enough special interests people who are on
Right.
the opposite side of the spectrum.
Yeah,
and maybe we don't hold a shared common interest.
Yeah, I
It's
feel like
important enough.
more than anything, it's ego, right? Like ego is what drives reactions like that. Like to feel like wounded personally, which is why you lash out at others. Like they don't have any fucking ego. Like they have none at all. They can't be influenced by outside perspective. They like what they like and they don't like what they don't like. And they're very honest about it. So it's like the only difference is that they're honest and communicate. Whereas other people lie. Like I was like, neurotypical people tend to lie and fabricate and create narratives. They don't have it in them to do that and they don't want to do it. So they're just very honest. And that's why I've used that example because it's so indicative of this bullshit ass male loneliness epidemic. You are lonely because of you. Like men within that fucking purview shit, like all of them are propagating their own loneliness by being awful. It's crazy how like if you just stopped being terrible, it would work. Like it's in one of the other couples, Madison and Tyler on that show, on their like second date, after the first one, which was probably like an hour and a half, right? The second date, he brings her gifts, but they're things that are what she loves more than anything. They applied to the things that she loves. And it turns out when you talk to women and hear what they like and listen and implement it, you get a fucking girlfriend. Crazy how that works. It's crazy.
Wild.
It's so crazy.
I can't tell you how many gifts I've gotten that I was like, I don't like this. I never once said I liked.
And then they're like, how am I supposed to know that of the things that you like? Have you tried listening?
Yeah.
Like, is that possible or no? Okay. It's just a big guessing game. Like, what the fuck? And that's why I also don't care about the male loneliness epidemic, because when it started working its way back into the conversation again recently, because I've seen it a lot recently, but I heard about it for the first time like a couple years ago.
Yeah, same.
But that's just because when awful men are being tortured by something, I feel like it gets sent to my phone like a tornado warning. And I'm just like, because it's like, all it does is give me energy. That's what it gives me. So
You're sucking it up.
yeah, it's like Snow White and the Huntsman where she's like, bring me the youngest, most beautiful girls. And then she goes, and she sucks their soul out. That's what I do to men. Like, I just suck it right out. Keeps
I've
me
never
young.
seen that movie, and I don't think I will.
Yeah, I'm Charlize Theron in that movie, if you ever do watch it.
Oh, wait, maybe I will watch it. I like her.
I even said, like, recently about that. I'm like, well, it's not just, like I said earlier, it's not just romance. It's also just community. Like, I'm like, straight men like that, awful straight men, they don't even know their friends' birthdays.
That blows my mind.
They don't know their
men,
coffee orders.
Hang out, and then you're like, oh, how is that person? They're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, but you were with them for 8 hours. You clocked in and clocked out. You don't know how they are?
Yeah.
You don't know they're getting divorced, and I know? What do you mean?
On a separate note, I hate and I love when my man brings me tea, like from people we know.
Yes.
And then he's like, oh my God, did I tell you so-and-so they're breaking up? And I'm like, oh my God, no way, what happened? And he goes, I don't know, I didn't ask. Girl, don't bring me half-baked shit again.
Give me all
Get back out there and go ask.
Do it. Go.
I
Be
said,
Harriet
now
the
I gotta
Spy.
ask him the next time I see him. Now I gotta do it. Now I gotta investigate.
Speaking of Charlize Theron, I saw it was a post talking about how her character in Monster, who's based on this woman, I think
Eileen
Eileen,
yeah.
And it was like, she's a monster, da-da-da-da, she murdered all these men. And then there's a clip of her like laughing about it. And she's laughing because all of the men attacked her before she killed
was a
them.
sex worker. Yeah.
So I was like, she's not a monster. You hurt her and she just killed you.
Oh, she took a page out of your playbook and you're fucking mad.
Yeah.
As if men have been doing that for fucking
Right?
centuries, killing women indiscriminately.
Yeah. And not even making them that mad. I just finished You. Do you watch You on Netflix?
The last season I watched was when love was first introduced. I think that was season 2. That was the last season I
That is
watched.
season 2. You
Yeah.
should watch the rest of it, and you should watch season 3. You can skip season 4, I think. And then
That's what my sister said too.
because they'll just explain everything to you in the beginning of 5, and you're all caught up. But I just think it's so interesting that like a lot of people were endeared to this man who is a serial killer.
Oh, yeah.
And like they're like, he's hot. And I'm like, that's how Ted Bundy got away with shit.
And he wasn't even hot.
No.
And
when
you know
I
what's
finally
funny?
saw a picture of him, I was like, that?
Well, you know what's funny about that is the reason why cops started saying that he was so good looking, he was like evading them, is because they did not believe women until it was too late. He was on like victim number fucking 20 by the time they started really believing women. And then they were like, oh, he's been evading us because he's so handsome. That's the fucking go around. oh, sorry, his handsomeness threw me off for a second. I couldn't catch him.
So funny. He was too hot for us to catch.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was a dime.
Slipped through our fingers.
What was I supposed to do? No, exactly. That's the funny part about that is that men made that up so that they wouldn't be held accountable for being fucking incompetent at their jobs.
You know?
Yeah.
Being a cop does seem hard, but also you could just listen.
Oh, yeah. But also fuck 12, you know?
Yeah, fuck the police. Yeah, fuck the police. Don't come for me. This show is sponsored by Betterhelp. If you've listened to this podcast before, you know how much I believe in therapy. It's something we talk about all the time because taking care of your mental health is so important. I do think the world's gotten a lot better about normalizing therapy, but there's still a little bit of a stigma. Some people still worry about being judged if they reach out for help. And when people don't get the support they need, it doesn't just impact them. It can affect their families, their workplace, their friendships, everything. So for Mental Health Awareness Month, here's your reminder. Your mental health matters just as much as your physical health. If you're thinking about it, BetterHelp makes it easy to start. They've spent over 10 years helping people find the right therapist with a network of over 30,000 licensed professionals across all kinds of specialties. It is online. It is affordable. And if you want to switch therapists at any point, you can at no extra cost. That's very important because finding the therapist that works for you is important. It's kind of like dating. We're all better with help. Visit betterhelp.com/dateme to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/dateme. Wait, Drew, do you have any dating advice for people?
Ooh. I think my most general and albeit probably corny advice is to be picky. Especially if you're heterosexual. Like if you're a woman dating men, be picky. Like if they do anything that upsets you or hurts you in some way, fucking bounce every time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be like, oh, this is a one-off. Oh, this is a this. I feel like women's intuition is so strong and stark.
Yes.
It's almost like every story you know about women getting cheated on, each story starts with, I knew. I had a feeling. Like almost every friend I've had that has been cheated on has literally said like randomly one day I was like, are you cheating on me? It's like the spirit just talks to you and tells you. So I feel like women's intuition is so strong. Women know what feels good and what doesn't. And I feel like a lot of times women are conditioned to stomach way more than men ever are. So I feel like be picky, man. If they do shit that you don't like, if they hurt your feelings, if they don't change their behaviors, fucking leave. Like, don't waste any time.
I agree. I think it's like if the person holds themselves accountable and can articulate, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. Exactly. I will try to change.
Exactly.
And then they make a change. That's great. But if they're just going to keep treating you like shit, like it happens 3 times, it will happen a 4th. It'll happen a 5th.
Absolutely.
So I think you're absolutely right to be picky. Speaking of cheating, okay, there is a story.
Okay.
I love the internet. There was this woman who suspected her husband of cheating. He was allergic to bananas, and she thought that he was cheating with her best friend. So she made banana bread for her best friend, and then he went over there, kissed her, and then went into anaphylactic shock. And I don't know if this is true, and then like visited him in the hospital. And she's like, it's so wild that you have a banana allergy and you're in here because of your banana allergy. And there were no bananas in the house, but there was bananas at my best friend's house. And then he didn't say anything and she didn't say anything and she left. And I was like, kill him!
Women are too smart. That's why I said, like, you always know. And I also think, too, there should be a distinction between, like, someone who makes a mistake, like, and doesn't mean to do something or harm you, and someone who's, like, actively harming you. Like, those are two very different things. Like, when men like say things like they say things kind of short and that hurts your feelings and you're like, oh, I thought you were mad at me. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get better at communicating, whatever. That's one thing. For someone to like make fun of you in front of his friends, that's a whole nother thing. Like that shit grounds to humiliate you in front of your friends and then you'll never see me again. Like that's the shit I feel like cut off at the fucking knees. And then I feel like if women were more distinctive about that line, it would help them be able to like cut it off sooner. Because I feel like women they're just conditioned to eat everything and be okay with everything.
To be like, you need a man.
Yeah, and
if you find a man,
and it's like people make mistakes and blah blah blah. You're right, they do, but people also choose to do bad things. That's also something we should keep in mind. Like, let's keep both on the table at the same time.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. To like just keep in the back of your brain, some people are choosing bad.
Yeah, sometimes they're choosing, and it's also like you're an adult and I'm an adult.
Yes.
Right? So like, let's operate under, we're both adults who understand what is good and bad. You know what I mean? So it's like, you do bad thing, I react to bad thing, I leave.
Yes.
So.
Were you ever on the dating apps?
I was on Tinder for like half a second before I started dating my man.
That's nice.
Thankfully.
That's real nice.
I know, it's a war zone out there.
I was on the apps for so long. It was so awful. Bumble was the absolute worst.
My sister said that too.
Really?
Yeah.
You said this? It's terrible.
She's like, it's just so bad all around. It's just always bad.
Like, it's on, the onus is on, are you the gay one?
Yes. Yes, she is.
What a way to phrase that.
That is my gay one.
You're the gay one?
That is my gay one, yes.
Well, because I was messaging men and I was like, oh, men don't seem to want to be approached by a woman. They seem to want to do the chasing. Why did you think, come, do you want to be on?
You can answer off mic if you want, yeah.
Why did you find it so bad?
Well, I feel like that was one where men would change their gender to be female to meet others. Like, I get mostly men when I did dating.
So you would get mostly men
Yeah.
who were changing their gender
so
on purpose to get in there with lesbians. It's fucking
horrible,
weird.
yeah.
You see what I mean? And then they're like, oh, women don't want to be with us? Look at the shit you do.
You have blown me away twice. The drinking of the ocean water and men changing their gender?
Yeah, that's really common on the apps. It's fucking insane.
That is so wild.
And it's like, who are you looking for over here? You're not going to find it.
Yeah, a lesbian doesn't want you.
No, well, to them, they're like, well, maybe she hasn't been with the right man yet. That's the fucking weird ass thinking they have.
Which is also so insane. I've never, ever been like, oh, that person who rejected me, once they get a taste of this pussy, they're going to be hooked.
Trust
like,
me.
It's so unhinged. I wish I had the confidence of a man sometimes.
A white one, especially. I know.
Say it, preach on it. No offense, Casey.
I'd be unstoppable. I'd grow 10 times the size of this building. I'd be a mega version of myself, for real.
I mean, truly, how far could we go?
Yeah,
God, that's so wild. What's the most romantic date you've been on?
I mean, my fiancé now is really, really good at dates. I would probably say when I got proposed to.
Tell me about it.
We went to, because I was on tour during our anniversary last year and he was with us. And so we finished tour like a few days after our anniversary. So I had planned already, like, because I knew we were going to miss our anniversary while we were on the road. So I planned something for right after we finished tour, just to go away, together to like celebrate. And so I planned the whole weekend and it was purely just for anniversary purposes. So I was like, well, it's not going to happen this weekend because I planned the whole thing. So I fucking know everything that's happening. I knew every single thing that was happening. So I was like, there's no fucking way. And so I had no clue I had no idea at all. And so he proposed to me I would say last night we were there. And we went to dinner at this like omakase. I'd never done omakase before, which was really cool. And it was like a 9-person dinner. So it was like just us at the fucking bar thing. And it was so funny because we got there like right when it started. So we kind of had to like catch up a little bit. And so we were like, oh yeah, we got our drinks and everything. And the guy was like, oh, married couple, like the chef. He was like, are you guys married? And we're like, oh no. Or he said, what are you celebrating? Are you guys celebrating something? We're like, yeah, we're celebrating an anniversary. And he goes, oh, are you guys married? And we're like, no, we're not married yet. And then he was like, oh, well, how long have you guys been together? And then my fiance goes, oh, this is 7 years. And then he goes, oh, but not married. And I was like, oh, sushi chef has jokes. Ha, 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 ha. And when I heard it, I was like, fuck this guy. To my fiance, I was like, man, fuck this guy. He was being nice, but he was like, I was like, let's not do a roast,
let's not
buddy.
do that, yeah.
Let's not do that here, right? Not at the dinner, all right? And so we like enjoyed the whole dinner. It was really fun. And then he asked me, like my fiance asked me like, oh, do you want to go for a walk, like around outside? And I was like, not really, because I was pretty drunk at that point too. I was a little tipsy, and also it was like 11 p.m. and we're like on the coast of something. So I was like, it's kind of dark outside. And he was like, yeah, we could just go back to the room. I was like, okay. So we're like walking up. I was like, wow, what a great dinner. He's like, yeah. And so I opened the door, and there was like, when I opened the door, there was like a bunch of rose petals and stuff like all the way inside, and there was a fuck ton of balloons like all over the ceiling. And these huge bouquets of roses, which like, this makes me sound like an asshole, and I'm prefacing it now. my man does things like that so often that I just thought it was part of the anniversary. So it was a real, like, it was like a, what do you call it? Like a Russian doll of got him. Like, he really fucking got me because I was like, oh, that's so sweet. That's so cute. I was like walking, I was like, oh, that's so nice. I was like, did you tell them to do this while we were downstairs? And he's like, yeah, kind of. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. I'm just like looking at everything. Like, oh, that's so great. And then I turned around and he was on one knee.
Oh.
And then I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What's happening? Did you fall?
And it was just me. It was me screaming, what are you doing, for like 40 minutes. And then he was like, can I like say my speech? Like, because he was just listening to me say that for fucking ever. And then I was like, oh, yeah. No, for sure. You go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry. My bad, King. I didn't mean to interrupt you. And then he proposed to me, and it was beautiful and amazing. So I'd probably say that was the best date ever.
I love that. That's truly so cute. And I really love that he let you scream. Like, that's love. Yeah. That he was like, you do you. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah. You know what's funny, too, is the first Valentine's Day we ever spent together, so this is like years ago, I was still working 9 to 5, so I got off work late, and I was like, I just have to change really quick and get ready. And I'm notoriously late for everything, always. I wish that wasn't the case. I'm working on it. But he knew that about me already because he'd been dating me for like a year at that point. And so I was getting ready, and then he was like, yeah, I have reservations at this time. We leave the house. It's fucking late. So obviously he's like, we're going to be late to dinner. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm late. Because, you're in the early stages. So you're like, you care. So you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was like, I really am sorry I'm late. And he goes, oh, it's all right. I'm not worried about it. And I was like, really? He goes, no, because I had a feeling you might be late. So I made 2 different reservations. One for the okay restaurant, but the later one is for the one I really wanted to go to. So actually, we're like 30 minutes early. And I said, that's my fucking man right there. That's my fucking king right there. And that was like a year in. So there you go.
My partner, before every time we go out, about 20 minutes before I'm supposed to like leave to be somewhere, he's like, are we still good for that time? And the last time he asked, he was like, are we still good for 6:30? I said, yes, but I will be there at 6:45. And he was like, so you're not good for it? You're good
so
for
no?
6:45?
He said, let me ask again. Are we good for 6:30?
And I feel like any other man I've ever dated would be like very annoyed by that answer. But he was like, I'll just clarify.
Yeah.
You said you're good for 6:30, but you will arrive at 6:45. So I think you're good for 6:45. And I was like, yes, that's the time I'm good for.
I'm starting to think I don't know what that phrase means. Good for 6:30.
I don't get it. And then I was a little later because my card got stuck in the meter, and then I couldn't get my
with your nails,
my nails out. So I texted him, "Are you close with your fingies?" And he was just like, he just didn't answer. When we got to the bar, I was like, oh, my card got stuck in the meter, but I didn't call because a nice lady came and she was helping me with it. He was like, I figured I'd get the whole story once I arrived. And I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I'll talk to my man and I'll be like, oh my God. I was like, did I tell you what I saw the other day? And I'll talk for 40 minutes straight, uninterrupted. He'll listen to me the whole time. And I'll start with something on Instagram. And I'll end up talking about like the Chinese Imperial Army. And then I'm like, how did I get here? When I get to the end, I'm like, anyways, what was I saying? And then he goes, what was it that you said you saw on Instagram? I go, oh, right. So-and-so's pregnant. Can you believe it? And like, I was like, I just spent 45 minutes. That's like probably the most patient thing he does with me is like, he loves to hear me talk. Like he just doesn't care. So he's just like, yeah, I love hearing you talk. I'd rather you talk than me. And I'm like,
and
that's
I think that's so sweet. Also, he be listening.
He does. Yeah.
He knows how to remind you of what you were saying.
Oh my God, yeah.
And that's just so nice.
I know. He is like a kind man, which is like rare. And I think that's why some people are like, oh, how did you like get a good one, right, about men? And I'm always like, honestly, I just feel like I waited out for the right one. Like when I even when we got engaged, like we had been together for 7 years, like part of the fucking gotcha online for me was always like, oh, still no ring though. And I was like, okay, there was 6 years, 7 years, no ring. I'm like, okay, 7 years, you're not HVAC certified. Like, I guess we both have issues we should be focusing on, right? Maybe go get a trade, bitch. Like, worry about you. But that's, in my opinion, I'm like, because I'm not in a rush.
No.
I'm like, I'm not in a rush to get married because I don't get married by white people's standards, first of all. But second of all, like, spending time with someone for a couple years doesn't mean that you know each other well enough to commit your lives to each other. I was like, I'm not in a rush. Like, I'm not in a rush. And I told my man I didn't want to get married. If it were up to him, I would have gotten married a while ago. But it wasn't. It was up to me. It's up to us as a couple.
Yes.
So when he proposed, it's because I said I was ready. And that's why it happened. And so it was like a lot of the discourse online. But even when I talked about it, I said, like, me being engaged is not proof that he loves me. It's proof that I loved myself enough to wait for the right one.
I love that. I have a very close friend who's getting married, and this is after they dated, I think maybe for like 7 or 8 years. And one was like, I want to get married. And then the other one was like, not really feeling it. So then my friend was like, okay, I guess I just won't get married and I'll just spend my life with this person. I guess marriage isn't that important. And then finally the one who didn't want to get married proposed to my friend.
Oh, that's sweet.
And it was just like, he was ready.
Yeah.
And then they're both so happy that they waited.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they both know nobody felt forced or rushed into it. And I think that's so fucking important.
I know, I agree. It's like aligning of goals. Like because we knew we wanted to get married. We knew that we didn't want kids. Like and we found that out pretty early on. So we were like, okay, well, if we know, there's no rush. Like,
no.
And if anything, I was like, if anything, he has even less loyalty to me not being engaged or married to me. I was like, there's nothing tying us together. If he wanted, he could bounce any minute, just like me. But neither of us are going anywhere because we don't want to. So that's kind of the whole fucking point. And I'm always like, whatever works for you and your relationship. I think that's the whole point of me wanting me and my like intersectional feminism, like a center point to it is giving women autonomy. It's like whatever you want to do, living your life the best way that you think you know how. So everyone's timelines are different. I'm just a huge fan of getting to know someone for real and like going through shit together. Like I told people, like, I waited too because you have to live life together, in my opinion, like go through things together. And I said, like, and by that I mean, I don't mean experiencing hardship like from your partner. I mean going through hardship with your partner. So like if someone loses their job, if someone loses a family member, if someone's family member has to move in, if someone's family gets cut off, if someone gets sick, if someone gets hurt, like there are so many awful things in life that can happen that can put strain on you as a couple. So like in my opinion, I really liked the idea of living together for a long time, cohabitating for a long time, figuring it out. And also I really wanted to pay for the wedding ourselves. And so like I didn't want my parents to do it. I wanted to get a home before then. Like there's just all these things I wanted to do before.
Goals that you wanted to hit before you're like, okay, now we're married.
Yeah, and then now it's like the perfect time to get married. Like for us now it's like the stars have truly aligned in terms of timing. So it's like perfect. He just turned 30. I'm about to turn 30. Like time is a construct. Who gives a fuck? Do whatever you want.
It really is. And so is money.
Amen. It's all made up.
I think about it all the time.
It's all made up. It's all monopoly cash.
You pay me and then the bank account just goes up?
Right.
What?
It's all pretend. Like,
it's crazy.
We're all playing pretend at
we
the end of the day.
We are playing pretend. Yeah, life is weird. Your story at the restaurant where it was like 7 years no ring reminds me of I went to... So Vegas has like it's like 15 minutes from the Strip. It's like a race car track where you can drive Lamborghinis and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I did that with my partner.
Ooh.
And the lady was like fitting us for the helmets and she's like, so you guys like dating? And I was like, And she goes, okay, I can see you together. And I was like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? What if she couldn't see us together?
Now what?
Would she have said it? Is she the final boss? Like, what would have happened?
They said, congrats, you just won love.
I don't understand why people say whatever's on their minds.
No, it's rude, being rude. Yeah.
It's so wild.
Oh, yeah. I think it's funny because my fiance, and this is me not gassing him or myself, my fiance is a very good-looking man, like, generally speaking. So sometimes, like, older women, he's like catnip to those hoes. Like, and I all peace and love to y'all. But the way that they act around him sometimes is truly baffling to me.
Really?
Yeah, because sometimes older women will talk to me as if like they'll objectify him to me and they know I'm his fiance. So they'll be like, oh man, you get that every night, huh? What are we, old white naked guys in a locker room? Bitch, if you don't get away from me.
What are we doing? I'm not your friend.
Yeah. They'll just say the most weird fucking things. Thankfully, it doesn't happen as much anymore now that I do this for a living. Oh, for example, this reminds me, a couple years ago, my man was driving through a Cane's drive-through. It was like Raising Cane's. And he was driving through and he was getting food. And he ordered at the little thing, and then he went to the window. And when he got the food, the girl giving it to him, the girls that were giving the food to him, they were younger. It was like two young girls. They looked like early 20s. And they were like, I wasn't in the car at the time. I was at home. And when they gave him his food, they were like, yeah, I just want to say, like one of the girls goes, I just want to say, you're like the hottest guy I've ever seen. And my man gets really uncomfortable with shit like that. So he's like, all right. And then he just like drives away. And he drove away and he called me and he was telling me, I feel so fucking uncomfortable because this happened at the drive-thru. And I was like, well, what happened? And he told me. And then he goes, and then I fucking forgot my other bag. So I have to go back. And I was like, damn. I was like, do you want to come get me? And he goes, no, I'm already here. I feel so fucking nervous because I have to go back in and get it. And then I was like, it's all right. It'll be fine. You could go back. It's fine. She's young. It's like, whatever. You know what I mean? And he's like, okay. And he goes back in the drive-thru and then goes back around. And it's probably like 5-10 minutes has passed since he picked up the bag. When he goes back, I'm doing this for a living now. Like I'm huge on TikTok at the time. And when he comes back, different energy. Other girl's gone. There's just one, the one that told him the compliment. And she looks frightened as fuck when he pulls up. And he's like, I'm sorry, I forgot my other bag. And she goes, oh, yeah. No, I have it right here. She gives it to him and she goes, I just want to say, I am so sorry. I had no idea who your girlfriend was, but I know who she is now. And I just want to apologize to you and her. I really am sorry. I didn't know. And he was like, oh, it's all right. Like, it's okay. She goes, I'm really sorry. I did not know. I'm a huge fan of hers. I'm really sorry. And he was like, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. And he just drove off. And then he called me and he goes, well, I don't think I need to worry about that anymore. I was like,
that's so funny.
I was like, damn, I run a tight ship.
You really do. You're teaching manners to all
I'm
genders.
Strict. My bad, girl. It's
God,
okay. You can compliment him.
So funny.
I was like, you can compliment him all you want. I promise he's not going anywhere. It's okay. It's like when your dog's not on a leash and you're like, it's fine. He's not going to do anything.
That dog loves me. He's going to come right back to me.
It's okay. You can pet him. It's fine.
That's so funny. Drew, we have come to the end.
Period. Look at us.
This has been nice.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It honestly really does.
It did. It flew. We had a blast.
I once went to medieval times, and it felt like I was there for 15 minutes.
Oh, I gotta go.
So
I really got it. I'm excited.
I loved it.
Oh my God.
You eat with your hands. Drew. I ask all my guests this. I've only missed it a couple times. Would you date me?
Of course I would. And we go to medieval times and get married.
I almost just burst into tears.
And then we'd honeymoon at like a Ren fair or something. That'd be so fun.
Yes. I would like that. I like dressing up.
Me too.
Do you have anything you want to promote?
Oh, I would say just you can find me at Drew Afualo on literally everything. And then I have my show, The Comment Section, on Spotify or anywhere you get your podcast. I also have another show with my sister called 288 Girls, which is another podcast you can get anywhere you get podcasts, also on YouTube. And yeah, my book, Loud, you can also purchase that wherever you get books. Look at us.
I love that.
And I love you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Of course.
If you like this episode of Why Won't You Date Me, you can like it. Give me 5 stars on the fucking podcast thing, the Apple podcast. But if you write me something nasty hitting on me to whywontyoudatemepodcast@gmail.com, I'll read it. Dear Nicole, I want to take you to a Guy Fieri's Flavortown kitchen for dinner. When you take a bite of the big juicy burger and spill sauce down your titties, I'll lick you up clean. Then I'll drive you to my place in my red Volkswagen pickup. And I call my friend Vin Diesel to let you FaceTime with him and tell you how pretty you are. When we get to my house, though, I have a surprise. Vin is there to help me tag team your pussy.
Oh my God.
I get you into my room and you try to undress me, but I won't let you take my pants off until you say, Peppa Pig slut wants your big juicy mushroom head cock.
How did you get that email that I wrote you? I'm so sorry about that. That was not supposed to be read on camera.
Love it.
I've also been to that restaurant. It's not very good. Anyways, go ahead. The one in Vegas, it's not good. And my boyfriend got mistaken for Jason Momoa there. He doesn't look like him. But this big drunk white guy kept calling him that there. So bad experience all around. Sorry, guy.
That's pretty funny. I was once called Amber Riley from Glee and other projects on the subway of New York. And I said, I am her. And I took a picture with tourists. Vin and I take turns wailing on your punani harder than a Theragun at full blast until you're covered in cum and orgasm an appropriate amount of times. Once we shower off, we could put on the real MCU, the Medea Cinematic Universe. Then we can chee and cuddle till we fall asleep.
Imagine I was like, you lost me until you brought up Medea. Now you have me.
Now I'm on board.
Now I'm on board.
Love Medea.
That's all you should have led with that.
Do you like Medea?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
As much as the next person, I would say.
In Medea's Halloween, she fall down the stairs in the funniest way possible. I couldn't stop laughing. I just needed you to know that. Bye.
Bye.
That was a HeadGum podcast.